The Nintendo DSi entered into the lives of 2000s kids in late 2008, but only for those living in Japan, while the rest of us living elsewhere in the world had to wait until 2009. But nevertheless, it came with new features that made it a lot more futuristic for the time, including dual cameras, an enhanced sound system, a built-in web browser, SD card support, and an online store to buy DSiWare, though it's no longer open in 2026 and there's no workaround to access it, unlike another particular DS system in the DS family of consoles. This is Steve Lyle from PL Tech Reviews, and in this video I'm going to outline 5 more games that I have tried out on the Customised DSi that I have been trialing for a couple of years now, which has been customised to include a switch interface with two 3.5mm jacks that map to the L and R buttons, while documenting how much easier the Customised DSi makes these games to play. Game 1, Theme Park, a strategy game rated 3+ and developed and published by Electronic Arts. Theme Park is a game that tasks the gamer with managing their own theme park. Throughout your time playing the game, you'll decide what facilities and other features appear in your theme park, such as restaurants, rides, entrances, and more. Plus, you'll also get to hire staff, change entrance fees, improve salaries, etc., while also getting details about how much money your theme park is making year by year. The controls for the game include the A, B, X, Y or D-pad buttons for navigating around the theme park, the L and R buttons for scrolling to the next page of text that appears on your screen, the start button for pausing the game, and the touch screen for selecting items, circling an item, or selecting menu options, or deciding where a particular item should be placed. So how much have I enjoyed Theme Park for the DS, and how much easier has the Customised DSi made Theme Park to play? Well, overall, I found it really enjoyable, but it's a game that you may find more enjoyable if you're the type of gamer that enjoys a creative but relaxing game that doesn't include many rules. However, something else I also appreciate is how the switches that are plugged in to the L and R ports on the switch interface can be activated with only a single press. instead of having to hold the button down. This eliminates the need for any additional mounting equipment, as I am personally able to then activate these switches wherever they're placed, whether that is in front of my easel or to the side of it. So it's definitely a game that physically disabled gamers will be able to play with very little added equipment. So overall, while I have encountered a minor issue with ticket adjustments not registering properly on the version of the game I have really enjoyed playing through it, and the switches I had plugged in responded incredibly well to the game. Game 2, Lock's Quest, an action strategy game published by THQ and developed by Fifth Sail. Lock's Quest has you playing as Locke, a young hero who, after a diabolical mechanical army devastates his kingdom, is left to defend the kingdom that he and his family have lived in for years, as the gamer helps him to build customized towers, traps, walls, weapons and other defenses, as well as helping him defeat enemies until the kingdom is safe again. The controls for the game include the touchscreen for moving Locke, attacking enemies and moving buildings, the D-pad for camera controls, the L and R buttons for rotating buildings, and the select button for returning to the menu or pausing the game. So does the Customised DSi make this game easier to play? Well, although I've only played through a short amount of Lock's Quest as of the time of recording, I had an extremely fun time playing through the start of the game, and so much so that I can't wait to get back to playing it again. Rotating buildings requires only a single press of the switches that are plugged into the L and R ports, but it nevertheless still makes gameplay extremely manageable. However, while the switches reacting perfectly and working perfectly alongside the game isn't the only thing that is beneficial when it comes to the accessibility that the game has to offer. I also have to give an additional mention to how easy it is to kill enemies and to go into combat with the invading army, because all you have to do in that scenario is to repeatedly tap the enemy with your stylus. So overall, I found Lock's Quest one of the most accessible games that I have tested out on the Customised DSi so far. And while I may have found a game like this difficult to play initially on a DSi or any other DS console that hasn't been customized. The Switch interface that the Customised DSi has to offer definitely makes it a lot more playable and a lot more enjoyable. Game 3, Royal Well Touched, a single-player action game developed and published by Nintendo. Royal Well Touched is a game filled with 5-second mini-games, but that doesn't require a customized DSi to play. However, as my main expectations for ordering it was to get some experience playing Royal games, I personally find it a bit underwhelming, and for this reason, while it is accessible, it isn't a game I'd be in a rush to spend any great amount of time on, and I'd honestly be more interested in saving a version of the game to my SD card than trading it back in. Game 4, Kirby Mass Attack, a platform game developed by HAL Laboratory and published by Nintendo. Kirby Mass Attack is everything I wanted it to be. It doesn't require a customized DSi to play, but it is an extremely fun game to play. Set amongst the background of an evil duo with a magic cane splitting Kirby into 10 pieces, the gamer has to help restore Kirby into his original form as you set off on a fun-packed side-scrolling adventure. Not only this, but as you guide Kirby through numerous different puzzles, mini-games and stages, you'll also have to take charge of up to 10 Kirby at once, then defeat enemies who try to hurt you along the way and rescue Kirby who are hurt. So what are my opinions and thoughts about Kirby Mass Attack, and why do I count it as one of my surprisingly favourite games of all time? Well, the reason I love it is because the controls are really simple, but there's also a really good narrative that helps guide the game along. Although it becomes really difficult at times, the difficult moments are still made entertaining, and it has to be one of the only games that I've played over the last while that doesn't require any additional buttons, but that I've still had an extremely good time playing, and for that reason I would love to see more Kirby games made with the option of using touch controls, although by all means they should offer button controls as well, just to give gamers the choice. But it's also worth mentioning that this game also helps you get your frustrations out, especially if those frustrations extend to any sudden politicians or leaders of countries. And no, I don't think of anyone in particular each time I have to throw a copy against the wall in this game.
Eat me, big boy!
Game 5, Mystery Tales of Time Travel. A single-player puzzle game developed and published by Most Wanted. Mystery Tales of Time Travel follows the story of a French writer who has just moved into the house where her deceased aunt used to live. After moving in, she stumbles upon an old diary which she soon discovers has the power of transferring her through different historical periods throughout history, including ancient Rome and Victorian Britain. Throughout the rest of the game, you have to help the rider find missing objects in order to help her unravel the mystery. The controls for the game include the touch screen for tapping and scrolling, the D-pad for navigation, and the L or R buttons for scrolling through items, such as for selecting hints, viewing letters within the game, etc. So how much easier does the Customised DSi make this game to play, and what do I think about it? Well, like similar puzzle games I've played over the last few months, I like how much the game makes you think, and from the small amount of time I've spent playing the game so far, I've enjoyed the mystery elements that are included in the plot, which I also feel mix perfectly together with Gothic elements and history elements as well. But in relation to accessibility, I found the game very easy to play on the Customised DSi, as you equally don't have to hold down the accessibility switches for this game either, and only have to tap them once. The only annoying thing about the game is that you can only use hands twice per level, so for that reason it isn't the best if you feel tired, but saying that, it does make you think, which makes it enjoyable if you have the brain cells to work out what the game is telling you. So overall, I have found all these games playable on the Customised DSi, but they are aimed at different people. If you're the type of gamer who enjoys playing games where you create theme parks, you may enjoy that more than hidden object games that are also included, or games where you have to throw a character against the wall in order to help that character form into their full self again. But saying that, I have enjoyed all the games included in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Well, congratulations if you've made it all the way to the end of the video. And if you have enjoyed what you have watched here, please consider subscribing to the channel. I am hoping to get back to uploading new videos twice a month at the minute, all on either accessible technology or gaming. So if that is the type of thing you enjoy, please consider subscribing, and I have all of my socials linked below as well if you would like to try them out.